gonna take it slow, and we gon' make it out this hole, and ain't nobody stopping us, no. So watch me as I go, watch me as I grow, and we ain't gonna take it slow, and we gon' make it out this hole, and ain't nobody stopping us, no. So watch me as I go, watch me as I grow, yeah, I'm the fucking shit.
Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. I hope you all are having a great day today. We have two tremendously huge matches for the evening. Another sold out crowd here tonight. Again, WWE Universe here. Big supporters as usual. We are here in Kentucky. Let's do this. Everybody, we are kicking off this episode of Raw with a United States Championship rematch. Samoa Joe demanding his opportunity at the U.S. title again. He basically just stormed into Edge's office, nearly got into a confrontation with Edge, and demanded he get his rematch tonight. And Edge, wanting to avoid any physical confrontation at all, granted him the rematch. So they gave Ziggler the heads up earlier today, so both men have been preparing for this encounter. Again, Ziggler won the title in a triple threat match with Samoa Joe and Jason Jordan a couple weeks ago. Samoa Joe not too pleased about losing the title. He's been, I guess it's safe to say, the best US champ in Universe mode so far over the past year and a half or so. A pretty safe assumption if you ask me. But Samoa Joe in the ring. Let's get out the champion now. Alright, Samoa Joe in the ring, ready to try and get his United States Championship back from this man right here, the show-off Dolph Ziggler. Won it in that triple threat match a few weeks ago. Ziggler definitely adding to his resume there. Wait, okay. Drew McIntyre's music. And Ziggler does not seem to be phased at all. Alright. After winning the title, he was interviewed backstage, and he did say he is going to defend this championship, but not alone. And I guess this is what he meant. Drew McIntyre. We saw him, again, we know he is one of the top stars in NXT. But these men coming down to the ring together. I guess in a way Drew McIntyre is Ziggler's enforcer and his backup. We saw Drew McIntyre basically the last episode of Universe Mode, which was NXT, where he lost in the main event to the debuting Andrade Cien Almas. I guess that was McIntyre's last match down there in NXT, but Drew is here now on Monday Night Raw and in the corner of the United States Champion Dolph Ziggler. That is an interesting duo right there, but let's get this U.S. title matchup underway. U.S. title on the line. Dolph Ziggler defending against Samoa Joe. But the key factor in this now is Drew McIntyre in the corner of Dolph Ziggler. Again, the crowd's still buzzing about McIntyre being here on Raw, and that is quite the way to be called up to the main roster. Again, Ziggler, the veteran, seeing the potential and the upside to Drew McIntyre, bringing him in, having him of all people as his enforcer, so to speak, is definitely a smart decision on the part of the show-off. So Samoa Joe needs to definitely be careful here if he wants to take back his U.S. title. Let's get this matchup underway. Like we said in the show intro, we have two tremendously huge matches tonight as Samoa Joe takes Dolph Ziggler's legs out from under him with that spin move. A big uppercut by the former United States champion Again, tonight's main event will be the WWE debut of Ronda Rousey. She will be in action with a huge opportunity at SummerSlam and the Raw Women's title on the line. As Dolph Ziggler starts off this match not the way he would like to. Catches the kick from Joe. Dragon Screw takedown, turning the momentum around. And Samoa Joe doing exactly the same thing right back. And we could see Drew McIntyre's reaction on the outside. We have Ronda Rousey in action later. Face buster there by the show off. Kick to the ribs of Joe. Another kick right to the face. Ziggler trying to finish things early. And elbow drop right on the chest. Samoa Joe in trouble now. Ziggler being a bit more aggressive in this match. Again, facing someone like Samoa Joe, you kind of need to be a little bit more aggressive than you normally would be. And a big combination there by Joe. Big right hands, a slap goes for form. Ziggler blocks it. Sends Samoa Joe into the corner. Goes for a splash, but Joe gets out of the way in time. Hits him with a drop kick. Now mocking the crowd as he goes for a step up enziguri in the corner. Turns him around. And a big elbow to the back of Ziggler. Goes for a second one. Ziggler avoids it. Samoa Joe Irish whipped into the corner. Hit with the splash there. Samoa Joe down to one knee. Ziggler picks him right back up. Elbow to the face. Goes for a drop kick again, but Samoa Joe avoids it. Running STO takes the U.S. champ down. Now Samoa Joe looking to end things. Big shot to the back. Ziggler sent into the corner. Again, needs to be careful of Drew McIntyre on the outside. Turns him around. Samoa Joe going for the double German suplexes and the full Nelson suplex there in the middle. Into the cover middle of the ring on Dolph. 1, 2. And Ziggler finds a way to power out of it. Samoa Joe starting to get frustrated even more now. Kicks to the face. Snapmare takedown by the U.S. champ. Pulls down on the neck. Now going after the left leg of Samoa Joe. Ziggler picks him up. Float over, swinging neck breaker. Nice move there by the show off. Samoa Joe pulling himself onto the apron. Ziggler just waiting, goes for right hand. Samoa Joe saw it coming, stuns Ziggler, going for the strikes again. Turns him around, locking in the Coquina clutch. This might be it for Ziggler. Holding on, trying to fight out of it. Joe has it firmly locked in tight. And Ziggler finding a way, pulling the hands apart. Headbutt to Joe. Again, it's rare that someone breaks the hold of the Coquina clutch. Turns him around. And inverted DDT. A bit of a fun fact. Samoa Joe was in, famously there by Ziggler. Samoa Joe was in NXT at the same time as Drew McIntyre, but they never crossed paths at all. Just a bit of NXT main roster fun fact for you guys there. Samoa Joe into the cover. 1, 2. And he fights out of it again. Ziggler telling the referee to count faster. Again, when Samoa Joe was in NXT, he was the NXT champion. Drew McIntyre was there, but they never had any confrontations. Zigzag to Samoa Joe. Ziggler to retain the U.S. title. 1, 2. And no. Samoa Joe just barely fighting out of it. Ziggler starting to get frustrated as well now. Snapmare again. Going right after the neck of Joe. Now Dolph up top looking for an elbow drop. And he hits it. Samoa Joe in a world of hurt right now, covered by the show-off again. 1, 2, and no. Samoa Joe again powers out. Kick to the back, doesn't do anything. 2, Samoa Joe hits him with a nice drop kick. Ziggler in trouble once again. Over the top rope goes Ziggler. Samoa Joe following him out. And needs to have eyes on the back of his head there with McIntyre. Ziggler takes advantage. Tosses Ziggler back in. McIntyre stirring on the outside a bit. Samoa Joe picks him up. Combination strikes and a slap again. Picks him up. Goes for it again to Ziggler. Big right hand. Irish whip to Samoa Joe. And nice drop kick there by Ziggler once more. 1. No, Samoa Joe kicking out quickly this time. Gets him into a headlock. Ziggler looks to try and make Samoa Joe tap or pass out. Has it locked in tight. Samoa Joe nowhere to go. Ziggler has applied as much pressure as he could. Hits the elbow drop again. These two putting on a great match as one would expect. Samoa Joe trying to fight out of the headlock again. And this time he's able to. Gets to a vertical base. Elbows to the midsection of Ziggler. Breaks the hold finally. Takes him down there. So Samoa Joe started up this matchup. Takes the legs out from under Ziggler. Gets tossed into the corner. Splash by Dolph. And another famouser by the show-off. Cover on Samoa Joe. 1, 2. And no, Samoa Joe out at 2 again. Ziggler and now McIntyre yelling at the referee. A stomp to the arm. Samoa Joe in a lot of trouble once again. He was clutching his arm that time. Ziggler setting him up for the zigzag middle of the ring. And that will do it as Dolph Ziggler retains the U.S. title. Again, Drew McIntyre in the corner provided a brief distraction there while both men were on the outside. But Ziggler retains the U.S. title. Samoa Joe put up a fight. Tried to get his title back, but it was just not enough for the show-off. Again, Ziggler is one of few men to actually power out of the Coquita clutch. Ziggler, again, one of the most resilient superstars you'll ever see here in Universe mode. The never say die attitude is what keeps the U.S. title around his waist. We may need to find a new opponent for Ziggler going forward, especially heading into SummerSlam. But that will wrap up the first matchup of the evening. And now it is time for our huge main event and the debut of Ronda Rousey. Time for tonight's main event, and okay, it looks like it will be the boss, Sasha Banks, being the first person to welcome Ronda Rousey to WWE. It's obviously not going to be an easy feat to take down one of the best female fighters in the world. But Sasha Banks never backs down from a challenge or an opportunity. Again, the big opportunity on the line for these two women, or there is that the winner will go on to SummerSlam to face Dana Brooke for the Raw Women's Championship. And so far in Universe mode, between last year and this year, Sasha, tongue twister there. Sasha Banks has yet to get an opportunity at the Raw Women's title. So this will be even more of a big matchup for Banks. But with her in the ring now, let's get to the anticipated debut of Ronda Rousey. Again, the new advocate for Paul Heyman. And that news that he dropped last week was just earth-shattering if you ask me. But there she is, the baddest woman on the planet. associated with one of the best managers, best on the mic, Paul Heyman. That is quite the deadly combination, and again, that's another deadly duo here on Raw we just saw in the first matchup earlier. Dolph Ziggler bringing up Drew McIntyre from NXT. So, lots of stuff starting to change and transform here on Monday Night Raw and just in Universe mode in general over the past couple weeks, and I feel like that's going to continue to change as this year progresses. But Ronda Rousey in the ring, making her in-ring debut against one of the best women on the roster, Sasha Banks. Let's get this main event underway. Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey, and just right off the bat, Ronda showing off her strength with a very nice body slam there to the boss. Again, head scissors, submission there by Rousey. Again, submission specialist without a doubt. Banks in trouble already, and Sasha hasn't even gotten in any offense yet, but turns it around and gets out of that hold. Banks with an elbow to the face of Rousey. Ronda with a reversal now. Nice Irish whip, ducks under. Picks her up, going for another body slam, but Banks had it scouted that time. Kick to the midsection by Ronda. Going right after the arm. Drags Banks by the hair. Dumps her over the top rope right at the feet of Paul Heyman. Ronda now outside of the ring. Drags her toward the apron face first. And again, the aggressive side of Rousey is a very prominent trait she has. Again, that makes her even more dangerous, as a kick to the midsection of Banks makes her collapse. DDT to the leg by Ronda. Banks with a reversal dragon screw takedown. Banks gets back into the ring. Gets back out to reset the count. Lures Rousey back in. Banks stuns her with a nice forearm to the face. And another one. Takes Rousey down. Covered by Sasha with, I guess, the upset, if you consider it that, an upset victory. Big right hand from Ronda. And you can see those judo strikes. Hurricane Ronda, nice move there by Ronda Rousey. Cover on Banks, and no, quick kick out by the boss. Again, targeting the arm, specifically the left arm. Looks like Ronda's going to set Sasha up for the deadly arm bar. And again, near fall attempt for Rousey again. Now just trash talking Banks. Picks her up. Irish whip. What's Ronda going for? And a hip toss. Does it with such ease. And has pressure on the arm, just pulling. Not quite the arm bar submission, but just another attempt at softening the area for the submission maneuver. 1, 2, and Banks again kicks out. Ronda Rousey taking her time, and the roundhouse kick, nearly taking Sasha's head off again. Continuing the work on the left arm, nearly snapping it out of the socket that time. And going for what she calls the Ronda Buster, Rousey Buster, something like that. She mentioned it in an interview after last week's episode of Raw. And look at that strength. Suplex takes Banks down. Sasha in trouble, nowhere to go. Monkey flip into the armbar, locked in close to the ropes, and Sasha just got very, very, very lucky with that ring placement. For Rousey going after the arm again, trying to injure Sasha almost. And remaining to get medics down here. Cover again. 1, 2. And Sasha fighting out. Somehow able to get that injured shoulder up. But Rousey taking her time, looking to show everybody what she is capable of. And a slam again going, that time with the arm behind the back. Continues to target the arm, now the head scissors. And Sasha Banks is forced to tap. And Rousey, not even with the armbar, picks up a huge victory in her WWE debut, and she punches her ticket to SummerSlam to face Dana Brooke for the Raw Women's Championship. We need to get some medical staff down here to check on Sasha Banks, but Ronda Rousey sending that message to the rest of the Raw Women's division, and specifically to the champ, Dana Brooke. But the baddest woman on the planet is here, and she showed firsthand what she is capable of. Dana definitely needs to be careful at SummerSlam, and anybody that gets in the ring with Rousey needs to be careful for that matter. But what a debut and an episode overall of Raw. Drew McIntyre is now on Raw in support of Dolph Ziggler, and Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet, is here in the WWE, and she has a championship opportunity at SummerSlam. But that will do it. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Monday Night Raw, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we'll see everybody tomorrow on SmackDown Live.